right. So anything else y'all want to add on or not? Because if not, I'm gonna go ahead and pray us in, and we will get this class started. All right. Nothing. Nothing. All right. So, dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this hour that you've given us. We thank you for allowing us to come together on this session, Heavenly Father. We give you thanks. We give you praise and glory. Bless your holy name, Heavenly Father. You said when two or three are gathered in your name, Father, you are in the midst of us. So I ask you at this hour that we all touch and agree, Heavenly Father, for what I'm about to pray for and ask you for. I ask you that you put it in our hearts and in our minds, and you reveal to everyone, Father, everybody that's walking this earth and that's alive today. Reveal to all flesh, Father, and give us the discernment to understand one another and understand the times that we are going through. Give us the understanding to perse- persevere through these times, Heavenly Father. For us to come together and reason, Heavenly Father, to humble ourselves and put our differences aside, so we could repent, Father. Because we know as a whole that we have forsaken you and that we have left you out of everything that we've done in this country. Everything that's been going on, we turned a blind eye, Father, and it's now manifesting itself in the physical realm, Father. We ask that you forgive everyone that's in America and everyone in the States and everyone that's also in the world, Father. We have forgotten you as a world, as a nation of people. We ask that you continue to open our eyes, open our hearts and our minds to what you have us to see here and to say and be bold for the kingdom, Father. Not for culture, but for the kingdom, because kingdom is over culture. Your ways is not our ways, and your thoughts is not our thoughts, Father. So allow us to see this life in your perspective, and it will have us walk according to the Spirit and not our flesh. Heavenly Father, I thank you for everyone that's on this call. I ask that you bless them, cover their families, cover everybody's families, Father God. Allow us to walk in power, love, and a sound mind, and not the spirit of fear. And let us come against hatred and violence, Father, because that's not of you. So, Father, we thank you at this time, and we ask you that you give us insight into this forex trading and any type of trading that we do. We ask that you allow us to polish our skills and get better as traders so we could be a blessing onto others. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, you guys. I'm very excited because this is very simple stuff, but it's very effective stuff. So when you get on, when you start trading at this, when you start using trend lines with Ichimoku, it definitely helps your game. So I appreciate you. Hey, Michael, what's up? I just saw you got on the call. I'm recording right
How you
now,
doing?
so yeah, man. Nice seeing you. Hope everything's well with you, man.
Sir.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So with Ichimoku, how to start figuring out where to put your trend line. So let's go ahead and take Ichimoku off. So right here we have, the trend line drawn up. When you are using a trend line, you're pretty much finding either that support or resistance, whatever direction you're moving in. In this case, we see that we have this trend line acting as a support. So what we look at when we are trading these, we're looking at to see if we're going to have a bounce. How to figure out if we have a bounce, we look at the candles. We have to understand reading each candle is going to let us know that price is going to make its move to the downside or the upside or break through this trend line here. So we're looking for price action, all right? So I'm teaching you guys first without Ichimoku so you could understand how important it is to read candles. So say if I was to draw the trend line right here, which is not wrong, all right? Yes, it did break here, but if we realize price still held at this level. So market structure right here held, right? So I'm going to use this area as an example and this area as an example. So let me clone this line for you guys so you could understand it. Actually, no, that's not even a line. That's actually Fibonacci. So let me go ahead and actually make a line right here so we could understand this area a little bit better. So about right here, right? Go ahead and copy this, Make this one a little dark here so we can understand what's going on. Right there, perfect. So when we are looking at the market there like this, yes, we could have drew our trend line right here. It's still, active right here because it didn't break this structure, this level right here. So this lets us know that this level is acting as support with regards to the trend line right here, even though it did break through it, because we had price action here with a bullish engulfing candle. So off this bullish engulfing candle, we had price action that had traded that to the upside. Then you see that right here was still some structure, but price broke market structure right here. You see it's continued to the upside. When you get a bullish signal here, what you could have done, you could have taken this trade here and taken profit here. That would be your take profit one. Now, when you see price breaking through this level, which it did on this candle, actually broke but really this one, you see that market structure has been broken, and you see that it came back to test right here as support. All right, it acted as resistance before, came back down to test as a support, made a price action candle right here, and you see it went up to the upside. So this is how you would see how you would trade the trend line without Ichimoku. Going back here, it made price action as well. We had right here, we had a bullish engulfing candle. Anybody like to participate and tell me what they saw here, what candle this is? Let me get a closer look for you guys so y'all can see it. Would y'all like to explain what candles y'all saw here in this area? I know y'all know this stuff. Don't be scared.
Those, the first three, right?
Oh, it doesn't matter. The first three, this one, this whole area.
Oh, okay.
Is that a
Doji.
doji?
They're definitely doji. This
Dragon.
one, this one is which one? Because this one was the one that really gave confirmation that the market would switch direction. So what was this one?
Dragonfly Doji.
Correct. But when you see a dragonfly doji at support, you usually want to look for a buying opportunity. Not only that, we see that market held this level right here. So price never breached here, so we could start definitely looking for a buying opportunity. Then you see the next candle was a bullish candle right here. Some could argue that this is a hammer, depending on the person. Some will say it's a pin bar. How you would like to trade this if you're trading fractals, this level here will be your breaking point because it broke that fractal level. Markets are fractal based, and when you understand that markets are fractal based, this is the candle that really triggered us into the market. This one triggered us in here because it did break that structure, but right here is what really gave us the confirmation that price was really going to go higher. We had a bullish engulfing candle. It also broke the fractal here with this market structure, and we see what happened to price. After price moved up, it went to test this level. Look to our left, we see our next level of structure over here. After we found out that structure was over here, we know that price may either continue upside or ranges this area to build momentum. So what happened here, price came here, had a correction. See, then we also had a gravestone doji, had a correction, another move to the upside to test here, correction, and then we had more price action, which at this level, that fractal level that it broke before, right, this fractal, it broke this fractal, it broke this fractal, it did break this fractal, and it also held these levels, these fractal levels here, test as support. And then we had a bullish engulfing candle, which was a good confirmation to go even higher to the upside. Like I said, this could have been your first take profit, and you see it has some problems getting through, but on that third candle compared to this one, you see that price moved up. So what you could have done to take that trade after this candle closed as a bullish candle, a bullish engulfing candle, you would put your entry there, take your profit up here. And I'm going to show you how you would take this profit up here based on the Ichimoku wave theory, how we know, that's why I have these already set up. So based off Ichimoku wave theory, you would start here with your Fibonacci retracements, put it from here to the high here, and you made that N wave, and it actually went beyond the N wave. You had that NC level, you had that N level, then you had your E level, which is where it's currently at. Then we have our E level. So price is still strong here. So what we're looking for now, because this is actually probably a buying opportunity at this current moment. So now we're going to use Ichimoku to further go with our trade. So let's rewind a little bit back in time to about right here. And let's observe the cloud, right? So we already know what's going to happen because we've seen the market, but we know with the Ichimoku system that right here is support because the cloud is going to act as support. We have our trend line too showing this, right? So right here is a ranging market. We know this by two things. The Kijun-sen is flat. This is flat right here. And Tenkan-sen is going flat. So this is a flat market. Chiku span is also getting closer to price. If we put our candles back on, we see that it's creeping closer to price. We know that this is a range here. Not only that, we see right here, sequence span A and B are slightly flat. B is slightly angled up. That's a good sign. A is flat, right? We need A to start angling to the upside for momentum. So Ichimoku is not giving us information to get in, but if we're trading with price action with Ichimoku, we know our levels. We know that Ichimoku is acting as, the cloud is acting as a support, right? We know that this line here is acting as a support. This was a fractal level here. So it tests that fractal level to make sure it's a strong level. We have two confirmations. Not only that, we have right here price action with the bullish engulfing candle. So now we can start looking for buying opportunities at this candle close here. So once this candle closes, you could put your entry here and put your stop loss either below this candle or at the cloud level right here is another level you can put. So right here, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this line red, act as a stop loss, and then I'm gonna clone this one to show us a level of our entry right here, right? So how are we going to determine where to take profit and all that? So like I was saying with advanced Ichimoku, the wave theory, combining it with the trend line, we know that to make an N wave, since the market moves in N wave, you go from that lowest point to the highest point at the time. Why not here? Because the reason why we're not looking at this area, we're looking at the current high. This was the current high, all right? This is the current low. You could have even started here because it's making a new N wave. So you could have actually really done this as well. So either way is fine, right? But if you're looking at the bigger picture, this is what we're doing. And we're going based off, and if we are going to go a little deeper into this, going based off the daily time frame, if we look at it, we have the space up here. We have this angling up and this is flat. So this is telling us that market has a better chance of going up. Even though the Kijun-sen is flat here, you see that it's acting as support. So we're looking for the buying opportunity based off the daily time frame, right? So going back to the 4-hour chart, like I said, going back here, we have our confirmation right here for an entry for a bullish move, right? So once we play the move, let's go ahead and play it. You see how the market reacted, right? Let me speed it up. So this is where we are currently at right now. The thing is here, we see that the market is flat again. Kijun is flat. Our Kinko span B is flat, and A is slightly angled to the upside. But if we look at how long this Kumo is, we see the length of this Kumo. Not only the length, we see how the thickness of it or the thinness of it. We see that it's starting to get thin right here. All right. So if we go back to the daily time frame, let's see what's going on. We now see this. We now see two things. I want y'all. So right here, based off what I taught you, what do y'all know? Which direction do you think this is going to trend higher or go lower, and why? Anybody want to answer that question?
It looks like it's gonna go higher with,
Why?
I mean, because the Senko span A and B are pointing up. Tkinson and Kijinson are pointing up. The Chico span is pointing up.
Right. So when we break it down, let me clean it. I need to change my color. All right, so A is pointed up, B is pointed up, Kijun and Tinkinson are pointed up, and Chiku span is up. Not only that, look how far it is right here. So the next level that we have to get past is this level that we're currently at. So yes, right now, market is going to find, some fight here. So the next level that we could look at for taking profit to be in this range here. So actually, a range.
That's what I was thinking.
About right here is the next range that we should start looking at. All right. So yes, there's the buying opportunity is here presently. So going back to the 4-hour time frame, let's break it down. We see that the cloud is moving pretty strong to the upside. We don't see Chiku span creeping closer to price. So we see that momentum is pretty strong at this moment, right? Not only that, but we're going to wait for the Kijun to angle to the upside, and we're going to wait for Chiku span B to angle to the upside. So once we get those confirmations, and what's going to need to happen, go ahead. We're going to need to break this current high right here. Once we break this current high, we're going to get Kijun angling up. We're going to get Chiku span B angling up, and we're going to see Chiku span A angling up harder. So we're going to see that once we break this level. This is the current level that we need to break. We don't just need a break, but we need a close above this level. Once we get that break and close above this level, expect the price to move higher, right? So where we're going to look for our opportunities, we're going to look on the 1-hour time frame and the 4-hour time frame. All right, so we need to understand the lower time frame because it's going to show us the full picture before it actually starts happening. And if we remember this level right here, based off the 4-hour time frame, go back, this was where we got our bullish engulfing candle. But if you look here on the 1 hour, what candle was this? Y'all can look through y'all's notes.
Oh, we're talking about the purple candle right here, right?
Right.
Wouldn't that be a dragonfly doji as well?
No, it's not exactly a dragonfly.
Not exactly. Okay.
No.
I'm gonna have to look at the notes.
Okay, go ahead. I want to make sure y'all get this.
Is that a gravestone? Because I know gravestones happens on resistant levels.
Well, but based off that, yes, this could be a gravestone because of the way it's angled. But we wouldn't call it
Inverted hammer?
Inverted hammer, yes.
Okay.
Go with the inverted hammer. So we know that here, and then not just that, if we look at it here, these three candles too made a evening star formation. Now here, here, and here, you got that evening star formation. You could have actually took the trade right here and taken it and got in earlier than the 4-hour time frame. It's all about perspective and knowing your levels, right? Even though with Ichimoku it would have been a little scary because you're like, okay, well, we go back. Let's just say we did go back this level here, right? The thing that's scary here is because we don't have a bullish cloud. But if you know how to read candles with Ichimoku, then that's how you get stronger in your trading. We know that we know that we have been ranging in this area. Not just that, we have our confirmation here that price is going to go higher based off these candles. So let me go ahead and throw that off. And that'll put us back into the trend line because it did break the trend line, but it came to test this level as a support. See back here, tested as support. Here it kind of tested, but it still did. It just bounced immediately. And the third time we see, so you have 1, 2, 3. So in reality, this was you could probably say this was a triple bottom here, looking at it in that sense. So triple touches, take it to the top. So you know what happened there? Let's go forward. I just want to show y'all that purposes. But let me put the cloud back on. But here. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna try to figure out what's gonna happen at this point. Is price going to go higher? Yes, we think price is gonna go higher. Kijun-sen is angled up. The Kumo is getting thicker, which is showing us that the price or the strength of the trend is getting stronger to the upside. So what we're really waiting for here is for B to start angling up like this. I will start going up like this. Now give us this move. All right. What we need to watch for is how this Chiku span reacts at this level here. As Chiku span is following the current candle, Chiku span. So what we're watching to see if Chiku span breaks this level and price will break this level too. That's what we're watching as well. So what we can get, we could get a breakout here. And it'll probably come down right here. Probably spike. Then move higher. Like that. Y'all see my illustration? That's not the prettiest, but y'all get the picture. All right. So that's what I'm expecting in this market. The trend is really strong, and Ichimoku is a trend system. It performs at its peak when there's a trend. So right now it's showing that this trend is pretty strong. If this starts to move this way and price continues to be stagnant for a while, we'll have to watch for a bearish TK cross. So definitely be paying attention to this level here, because this is where the action is going to happen after the next move. All right. So this is how we could respond. Go this way or that way. But we could still come down and test the cloud, then make a bounce to the upside. Or we could come down to this trend line and then bounce off the line to the upside. That's also something else that could happen. But me, I'm leaning towards a breakout at this level just because how strong this momentum is. And judging the clouds, looking at how the clouds are forming, I see strength in this market. I'm looking for the buying opportunity. Once it breaks this level, taking it to the upside, and then probably when it gets higher up, so let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. Probably when it gets to a higher level, zoom out. Probably if it gets up to here, maybe at this level or somewhere in the middle. Let's move these higher. They'll come back down to test the trend line or so. But that's something that we're waiting to see. We don't know exactly yet. So we got some time before that happens. So we got time before that happens, but I'm seeing that move go higher to the upside. So that's what I want to teach you guys as far as the trend line, how to trade the trend line, because trend lines are very, underrated. And the best way to trade trend lines is wait for that price action. And, you know, trading it with the clouds gives you a idea of how far the move's going to go, and especially if you know advanced Ichimoku like the wave theory. Wave theory will definitely make, you know, give you some profitable trades, especially the 300 moves and higher possibly. So that's how you combined it. I just wanted to let you guys know that. We're going to look at another one. Let me see what else is doing. I think XRP had that as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, XRP is actually doing that right now. So right now we are experiencing the same thing, XRP, right? So we see that the trend is moving up higher. So we cannot deny that. But here's the thing. So let me actually clone this. So this is the level that we need to get to for price to move higher. We need to see price action on this time frame. We have 15 minutes before this 4-hour candle closes. So if we all remember, what candle is this?
It wouldn't be a spinning top, would it?
A spinning top? It is.
Okay.
So this is showing us, you know, some sort of indecision. This could go 50-50. You go that way or that way. All right. You see these spinning tops, it could really honestly go either way, but usually it wants to reverse. Usually. But this, to add on to that, spinning tops can go either way. But usually this also signifies a reversal. So right now we're just gonna have to watch this market. The best way to play this is see if it breaks this low or breaks this high. And if it breaks this high, you know what to do, take it to the upside. If it breaks this low, take it to the downside. We know that this at this trend line that it has held very strongly here. See that? So we could expect the market to move higher. So now to even put more, you know, more emphasis into this, let's put on the cloud. Look how thick she is. That's a thick one right there. So when you see a thick cloud like that, that's a lot of support that it needs to break. But not saying that it can't happen, because we have two things going on here. We have this speaking, and we have this speaking right here. All right. So we have a bearish Kumo cross territory. Because it hasn't crossed completely. It hasn't crossed actually yet. But we still need to watch that. All right. What could happen, it could be like a fake. See how close they are? And then they both angle up here. This is just telling us that the market is back in equilibrium, that there's an opportunity to start trading again. When they're far apart like this, that means the market's not really in a strong trend. Yes, it was moving up, but it still moved sideways. If we look at it like this, take this off real quick. Market's just ranging between this blue line and this red line. So the market's out of equilibrium. So let's throw that back on. Right now they're close together. Opportunity is about to form here. So what we need to watch for, because this trade is going to take place on the lower time frame. So start watching this. We see A is flat and B is angling up. So this could easily do this. You continue to the upside like that. Or what could happen is this angles up, this comes across and starts twisting from a bearish cloud. So we don't want that. And if it happens, they'll probably come down probably in here and start making its way back up. So that's something that we also need to watch. All right. But looking at the trend line, it has been holding strong. It's a thick cloud. We have a spinning top about to form. So chances are it could go 50-50 on this particular candle, but I'm leaning towards the upside on this and probably a test at this level once again, right? So let's go to the 1 hour time frame. What's going on there? We see here on the 1 hour time frame that it's holding this level, right? And if you're wondering what this blue line is, this is the daily Kijun. So we'll go going over that in a second. But we're starting to see small hints of price action here, right? Got strong rejection there. You could argue, some could argue that this is a dragonfly, but I would lean towards a indecision. Then you got a bullish candle, then a bearish. Then we don't know what this candle is yet because we still got 10 minutes for this particular candle. So if we're looking at this candle, this is a hammer that's forming right here. So we could probably start trading once it breaks this high of this candle. Or if we want to play it safe and conservative, this would be your entry right here for this particular move. And then your stop loss. Actually, your stop loss could be at this level right here or below it. So either way you look at it, that's the move for this. Now let's look at this real quick. Let's look at it as a whole. So almost flat. You see Kijun's flat. You see this market's really flat here. So we do need to get above here to go higher. But when price, Kijun is far away from price, what are we looking for? Because when you see Kijun is flat, what are we looking for, you guys? Y'all know this. What are we looking for? There's two things that we should look for. I want to hear y'all say it just to make sure I know that y'all got this. Don't be scared. I'm not judging.
I forgot what I was about to say. You want us to tell you what price is going to do while Kijun is flat right here on this 1 hour?
Correct. I want to know what two things usually happen. What two things can happen when Kijun is flat?
I was thinking of a bounce off that Kijun from the 1 hour. I mean, from the daily.
Right.
To the other.
Talk about the 1 hour Kijun right here. What can we expect when we see this right here?
Oh, range.
Well, you see that, but what things happen? Like what opportunities happen?
I'm gonna give it to someone else.
Anybody else?
I know once you say the answer, I'm gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that's right."
I'm gonna go ahead and say because everybody acting scared right now.
Sorry, I stepped away. I didn't hear the question.
Pretty much what I'm asking: what two things are we looking for? Are we looking for when Kijun is flat? It means something. Price wants to do something when Kijun goes flat.
Retest.
All right, retest in. Or
Breakout?
Say again?
A breakout?
So I'll say this. When Kijun is flat and this far away from price, usually Kijun either wants to act as a magnet and get price closer, or it wants to push price lower. But that's why this market is flat. So if this breaks this level, expect it to reach the Kijun or at least this flat part right here. but especially the Kijun. So that's why we're looking at this opportunity right here, because the opportunity is in this area.
So I have a question about that, because a couple times in my analysis, I feel like in this situation, I feel like the price might move up towards Kijun because it's flat, but to my surprise, it just keeps moving the direction of the trend kind of thing. So,
right.
Like, what else do I need to look at for confirmation that I don't know what else I should be looking at, or should I just be watching the next candle?
Yes,
Just watching
that's actually
price action.
Yes, that's what I'm explaining. Because okay, so let me actually take this off. Let me take this off. All right, so when we're looking at this line, we know that we have a trend line. We know that price is moving higher. We know that. Now, without the cloud, we know that price is ranging in here, but we know price is ranging in this level here. All right, so let's take this line off. We know that this is already established level of support. We could look left and just know here, 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 here. So this structure of the market, we know that this level is support. So the next thing we want to confirm, let's throw a trend line down. We have a touch, we have a touch, we have a touch, all right? So we know price is either going to do one or two things, all right? Just without Ichimoku, we know this. We know it's going to either do this or it's going to do this. All Kijun is saying is the same exact thing. This is telling us this without having to, read the market really fast. That's why Ichimoku is called one glance equilibrium chart. You look at the Kijun and you already know this right here. So if I take, let's say I take this off. If I take this off, at one glance, I know market's either going to go up or down because this Kijun is far away from price. Just by one glance. That's what that's telling us right there. So we throw this back on, take Ichimoku off. This is what the same thing is telling us here. We just are getting more information, and it's giving us an analysis and more confluence in the direction that it could possibly go, right? We know that. Now, what you're looking for now is what direction it's gonna go in. So there's two things you could. Well, there's a lot of things you could do. You could either look for divergence, you could look for price action, or let's see what else you can do. You could wait for that breakout. If it does move to the downside, and if it closes and the next one closes bearish, you know that it's going down, and you know this level's already ready for you right here. So a breakout, retest, then a move to the downside. That's another move that you could take there. All right. Another thing that you can do, wait for if we're taking it to the upside, like I said before. Wait till it breaks this high. We're starting to get some price action here, but we gotta really get past this level to even consider going higher anyway. So that's how you look at it with and without Ichimoku. So throwing the clouds back on, we know that we're in a tough spot right here. All right. But based off our trend line, we know that price is moving higher. So I'm looking for that buying opportunity, especially once we get above this green line right here. Go to the 4-hour time frame. I see a lot of thickness in the cloud, so I'm expecting a bullish move. And it looks like we have 2 minutes left for this candle. It looks like this candle's trying to close as a, let's see, nope, still a spinning top. It looked like it was trying to close as, you could actually consider this a tweezer bottom as well. Got that bearish candle, then a bullish candle. So you could also look at this as a tweezer bottom. But going to that daily, because I want to talk about that daily. That flat Kijun right here. Even though this market is showing that it's flat and that it looks bearish here, we still need to understand that it's still good until it breaks this level to the downside. If it breaks this key June level, now we can start expecting the price to move a lot lower. That's why they say it's dangerous to trade in the cloud, because a lot of people don't understand how to trade within this cloud, because it has a lot of noise here. It could go either direction. It ranges a lot when it's inside the cloud. So that's why most Ichimoku traders are taught not to trade in the cloud. But if you know how to use smaller time frames, trend lines and stuff, you can combine it and get a better analysis on your move. But we know that this is, oh no, this is B. We know that B's flat. A is coming up. It's coming up. So we could start getting this here. But we still got to get above this level. So that's what we're looking for when it comes to the higher time frame. Because if we break here at this level, XRP will be back at around, actually, I don't know, 23-cent level. That'll be a good, rise right there, especially if we get a breakout, because that'll give us 8% right there. So that's a good move. But right now, our focus is on the hour time frame and the 4-hour time frame. It looks like the hour candle just closed. So we're gonna wait for the next candle, see what happens. And it gave us a spinning top. So, like I said, this could go either way. This whole area is either way. But just know that we're on that trend line. The best thing that we can do is wait for this breakout at this high. Once we get that breakout of this high, that'll give us the real move of the market. Going based off the 4-hour time frame, same thing. We break this high. We actually break this high right here. Then we'll see price move up. Any questions so far? Any questions? Y'all scared today? Anybody got questions?
I don't have one right now.
No, but if we could go through a couple more examples, are you going to look at some other pairs for us?
Yeah, give me a pair and I'll see if I can find an example there.
How about USD CAD?
I have that one mark. Oh, see, that was that entry too. Look at it drop. But
yeah, I know.
Man,
and I was sitting right there and again, I just did not follow it through.
Is this the one that you wanted me to analyze? Right?
I think so.
Man, you didn't jump in this, girl.
I know. I keep, you know what? I just procrastinate and I'm waiting for this confirmation, that confirmation, and then I go on to something else and then come back and find out I missed the move, and then it's a long story.
I see.
Alerts.
Well, yeah. Whoever said that, correct. Alerts.
Yeah, I know.
That's what's been helping me lately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can find it. Well, here's a trend line here, but this one wasn't that good. This one's a breakout to the down. Because most of the markets are ranging right now, so it's gonna be quite hard to find an example. Now you could use this. It doesn't matter the time frame. You can still use it. So let's see. Well, you could have. Let's rewind a little bit. Go back to right. Yeah, you can trade this, trend lines on any time frame. just a matter of knowing your support and resistance. Now, right here, let's go to the 1 hour, because if we're gonna look at the 15, you're definitely gonna have to look at the 1 hour. So once again, what's this market telling us right here at one glance? Anybody?
Down. Moving down, resistance. Is that what you said?
What else?
Sorry about that.
I'll go ahead and show y'all. Okay, so
Oh.
Kijun flat, ugly K. Kijun is flat. A and B are both flat. So this market is dead right now. So you see it's stuck in here. All right, at least for now. So remember what I said earlier when when Kijun Sen is far away from price, one or two things is going to happen. Either price is going to attract and retrace up higher towards it, or it's going to come down into equilibrium and push prices lower. So when you see this, immediately you need to start looking for the trade opportunity on these smaller time frames. All right. So this is how you find the trade. All right. Right here, we see that this trend line, we have a trend line here. That price is going lower. Cool. We see it. Making lower highs. Lower high, lower high, lower high. We got that. We see with Ichimoku that price is moving lower. We got that. But here's the thing. Here's what's scary. Cloud, we see that sequence span A is going up, and we see sequence span B is coming down. So in our mind, we are thinking, oh no, it could cross like this and start going up like this. That's very possible, yes. The reason why is because on the hour, we remember that the Kijun is far away from price. So let me go back to the hour. I'm gonna mark the Kijun. Oh, Kijun is right here. Make sure it's visible. All right, let's go back to the 15. So this is where Kijun is at. All right, so price may want to attract back up there, or at least right here or in here. It doesn't have to necessarily go back up to Kijun. All right.
Okay.
So always remember, it doesn't necessarily always have to go back. It just has to, as long as go back here for teaching purposes. Because what will start to happen, Kijun will either, stay flat or start to come down. All right, which will start to bring the market back into equilibrium. As you see right here, Kijun was flat. Kijun was flat. Market pulled up closer to it, and then it dropped. So it's just getting back into equilibrium right here. Then you see it dropped again. Went flat. Was around in here, then dropped again. So now it's flat right here. You're gonna drop again, or we're just gonna stay flat, or price is gonna pull up to it, and then drop. So we know that this here we have a downtrend. It's pretty thick here, so we can start maybe expecting price to go lower, but we have to confirm that on the smaller time frame. Right. So what we're gonna look for to even enter the trade, why I said always know your candles or how to read your candles. You're gonna look for price action. So even though we had price action right here, you could have sold here and it did come up, but this was to test this breakout right here. Test these fractals actually right here. Then you see it went lower, and that's the test, and back lower. So right here, what we could do one or two things. We know that this spinning top right here could go either direction, but usually it signals a reversal. So you could put your entry right here and have a tight stop loss either at Kijun Well, right at the cloud, right here. Stop loss. So I prefer the cloud. That's just me. So right there, you have a 30 pip stop loss right there. Okay. So we know once we break the low of this candle, you can expect price to start dipping lower. Not only that, if we do this, because remember the market is fractal by nature. If we break this level here, we could also expect the price to go down lower. I personally would put it here just because that's how I trade. I look for fractal breaks, or I look for that low. If I'm being aggressive, I would play it right here. That's just me. So either way is fine, but usually I like to wait for these to happen. Fractal break. All right. So going to play this now and show you that we have our price action right there. We just gotta have to make our decision and make our mind up at that point. So let me go ahead and play. So even here, honestly, because you never know how these candles are gonna close. We could have actually got in right here. This was a better confirmation than this. All right. Now, even though Kijun is still flat, we had our price action, and let's just say we did, put it at this level or right here. We have a bearish engulfing candle now. Go ahead and play. See that? Bearish engulfing candle gave us our confirmation. We're down to the downside. We got in before Ichimoku told us to take that trade. So Ichimoku is just an extra pair of eye or confluence in the market. You see now it's angling down. Here's angling down. It broke this level. May want to come back and test this level, but that's how the market moves, right? So let's go ahead and play the rest of it. Let's just go straight in. Yeah, you see right here. Always comes back to test that level to make sure. Then once it gives that full confirmation, then it starts going down. So now what we could do, extend this trend line down lower, about right here. It's still holding this trend line, so we can still play off this trend line right now. So now, if it broke here, we may start pulling back up for a little bit. So that's what we need to watch out for. Let's actually go to the 4-hour. Let's look to the left. So if we look left, wow, markets has a gap right here. This is where we're currently at right here. Market has a gap that it needs to fill. So we definitely might start pulling down to this level to close this gap. But we still need to watch it. I'm leaning towards the market coming down right here. This trend is pretty strong. It just needs to range a little bit more, then push forward. Let's go back. And you see how thick this cloud is here? You see how market's getting back into equilibrium? So we may have a Kijun bounce right here. Look at the candle. We have price action right here off of Kijun. So we could actually start looking for a bearish move here. If this closes as a bearish engulfing candle right here to this, take that trade. All right. Any questions so far? This one was a little bit tedious, but y'all see how these trend lines hold up. And when you see trend lines, these markets usually move pretty slow, in my opinion, unless it's like a fast-paced pair like GBP pairs or exotic pairs or gold. And especially crypto. So, but usually when you play with trend lines, uh, they act as major level of resistance and support. But it depends on the pair that you trade. U.S. CAD is pretty slow, but you see how slowly it moved down. But if you have patience, you could have caught those bounces, especially here, right? Drop down. You had a dark cloud cover, drop down, came back up, tested slow. Now we're looking to drop down again. So that's what I see here. And not just that, on the 1 hour, C-SPAN B's angling down right here, and A is also angling down as well. So our selling opportunity is right here. So I hope that helped out. Any questions so far? What's up, Bert? You late? But yeah, that's what we got so far. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm showing. Any questions right now? I pretty much made this as simple as possible. Any questions?
No, I don't have a question on my end.
Good. Let's see. We're gonna look at one more pair, or maybe two more. Y'all give me one that y'all want to look at, and I'll go over that and see if there's any trend line. But I'll go with two. We'll look for any trading opportunities right now. So name something.
Would you check NAS 100?
As one. It's I have as one. Wow, I don't have NAS 100 on my phone. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to type it in there because I don't have it on my list. Let's go. Perfect. That's it. Wow, this thing's strong. Let me actually go to the monthly chart because this month just started. Wow. All right, so let me actually teach y'all how to use the monthly time frame because okay, so when it comes to the monthly time frame, because y'all could probably hold a trade for the whole month if y'all know how to read this. But when it comes to the monthly chart, when the monthly candle closes, make sure you as soon as the first of the month starts, look at the monthly chart because you could catch opportunities for a long time. Like right in here, you waited for that monthly close, get in on the daily time frame and take that trade up. This was good right here. Same with here. Actually, you would have taken it right here. So last month, so this was April. On April, as soon as May started, you could have taken this whole trade to the upside based off the monthly time frame. Look, as soon as the monthly candle closes, you guys look for opportunity because the monthly candles are very strong candles, very strong. You see, even right here, we had a handling, and you see what happened to this market. Had you read this, this was a long time ago, but still, even if you had read this, monthly candles override all time frames. Just letting you know. But let me look at this on the weekly real quick. So we definitely need to get past this level right here. You had a bullish TK cross. We're starting to get bullish right here. This is gonna be a very interesting one. Let me actually do some good analysis on this. All right, so right here, let me actually adjust these better. So this is the current high that we need to break for price to go higher. Let's see. Because if we don't get a break here, this level, we'll get something like this again. Maybe not as bad, but we'll get something like this, right? And this was when the coronavirus pretty much started. I remember seeing that, but not started, but whenever they were back in between February and March was when this happened. But if we get something like that back here, that's what we could expect. But we have to break this level right now to go higher, regardless of how thick this cloud is. It is angled up higher, that sequence band A and B, and Kijinsen is still angled up, but if you notice, it's not like, watch the angles of how they look, because this is it is angling up, but it's not like this one here. Y'all see that? So this may say the trend is starting to slow down, because the market does know that we're starting to get into resistance level. This is also angled up, but you see it's not like super sharp like that. And this is like that. So we need it super sharp like that to make higher prices. And we definitely need to break this level. So that's what I see here. Let's break it down to the 4-hour now. It has been in this trend. So let's go ahead and turn this off real quick. This on. So going back to what I was saying about trend lines. So we see that Jacoby good pick, because this is actually a perfect example of trend line. So actually we could actually move higher, because this is a trend line within a trend line. We have one touch here, two touch here, three touch here. Price needs to break above this fractal level. Right here to go higher, which will take us to this red line or to this trend line. Whatever happens at this trend line, I would short at this right here. This is where I would start looking for a short. Only because this is that daily resistance, all right? So going back to the daily chart, this is that daily resistance, actually a little bit lower right there. This is that daily resistance that we have. And if we're looking at it here, this is where price will start to reject. So we may want to look for selling opportunities here and here. So between this range here and here. Now, if it does manage to go higher, then that's great. This is the next level that I will start to look for selling opportunities, then see it drop to the downside. As far as the trade right now, let's see. It's flat here, it's flat here, no. This needs to close as, right now it's closed. It looks like it's gonna close as a bullish engulfing candle. So as soon as this 4-hour candle closes, I may start wanting to look for the buying opportunity. Going to the 1-hour chart. This will be your entry if it once it does, closing above this level right here. Y'all see that? This was where price would need to break for this to go higher. This looks like we're gonna have some struggle here, but overall, price needs to break this level to go higher. Looking at the cloud as well, let's take a look back at it. This thing up is pretty thick, but like I said, we don't have no real move until we get above this level here. Because right now, this is resistance, and what could happen, this could happen right here. So this could be a level of resistance as well. Once we break this, This, I take it to the upside. And once we break this level anyway, since it's fractal, the market's fractal by nature, then A and B will angle up, and this will angle up as well. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Let me see. Right here, we had a bearish TK cross, so what could happen as well, this could angle up, this cross, and then we'll have our bullish TK cross right here, something like that, and then move high. So that's what I'm expecting. If we do get a sequence span A and B moving up like that, I expect these two to have a bullish TK cross and a move to the upside. So that's what you have to look out for, because I'm actually going to put this on the list. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to put a flag on it. I'm going to monitor this one. I am monitoring XRP, and I'm also monitoring S500. I should monitor this, but I'm not sure yet. Peso, I already talked about that. And so that was, you have to watch it. But right now, I think this is going to go higher. It just needs to break this high right here. I'm not looking for no other opportunity until it breaks this high or rejects price action here to go lower. If I get price action to go lower, then we know how to play that game. But right now, there's no opportunity until we get a break here. All right? Does that answer your question, Jacoby? On NAS 100?
Yes, it does, but I'm already in that trade.
Where'd you get in at?
I got in what is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the second bullish candle after the first one.
This one?
Yeah, so I caught that whole bullish candle right there.
Oh, good. Wow, nice. So you're up. That's not bad. Good job. High five, man. That's not bad on the pips.
No, I caught the bullish candle below that one as well.
Oh, wait. Right here.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Look at you, man.
That's the one I sent you a picture about in a group chat today.
So that's the, okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So you're up 85 pips then.
Yes, sir.
Well, keep it up, man. Now, like I said, wait for this. If you start, make sure you set a trailing stop because you're in pretty good profit right now.
Mm-hmm.
But make sure you set a trailing stop so you don't let the market take back what you took from it. So a thing that I do want to talk about, because I know a lot of y'all are making profit, but y'all are not making withdrawals. Y'all need to withdraw probably once a week, because not only are you putting money in your pocket and taking money from the market, what you're also doing is building your confidence to keep trading. Make sure I know y'all want to build big accounts, but make sure you're stealing from the market. Like this is literally taken from the market. You make $500, take half of that and start building your account again. But try to withdraw once a week, maybe twice a month, depending on, because everybody has different goals, but you need to learn how to make withdrawals, y'all. Y'all can't just be, making money and giving money back to the market. Because I hear some of y'all be having $200 days, $100 days, $50 days, and then maybe even higher. But that don't mean nothing if you're not taking from the market. So start, taking from the market. All right? Yeah, hope y'all got that. But definitely start doing that. But yeah, that answers the question here. Any other pair that y'all want to look at before I end this?
Peso.
Oh, we already looked at peso. But,
Oh, you did?
Yeah. But, for your sake, we'll look at it one more time. Let's start off with the daily because peso is, I guess, the weekly. So here we go. Weekly, we broke that weekly resistance with the Kijun. So I'm expecting lower prices very soon. Um, A is angled down, B is flat. So we definitely need to see something like this to go lower for long term because we don't know. America's economy is jacked up. The small businesses are getting destroyed. The dollar's inflated. So right now is very crucial for the dollar. That's why the peso has been gaining strength. As you see, it's coming down, and the dollar's losing strength right now versus the peso. Um, Looking at it here, selling opportunities still there. It's very strong. You should look for nothing but sales. B is angled down. A is angled down. Kijun's angled down. Chiku span broke out of the cloud. You should look for nothing but selling opportunity. So you're looking for bounces, looking for breakouts. This nothing but selling opportunity in here. Yes, there might be a little bit of a pullback, but that's just a small correction. Selling opportunity all day. Once this daily candle closes, we're either going to see this, angling down or go flat. So wait for the daily candle to close, which is in 30 minutes, because you shouldn't be taking no trades right now anyway, because the Asian session is about to start soon. And you know what happens with Asian session starts, spreads go up higher. So you're going to be paying more on your trade, which is not smart. But if you are holding a sell opportunity right now, the broker's going to be paying you for that sell, right? But let's go back down. Let's 4-hour time frames is pretty strong. This is why I'm telling you guys wait for that daily candle close because we might start getting a pullback. You see, we have a piercing line pattern right here for a buying opportunity. So if this closes as a buying opportunity, look at the 15 and the 1-hour candles for that move. This is flat, 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 flat. So we could expect a slight pullback. So what I'm going to do, let's do this. Right there. So this will act as a trend line right now, and we'll be looking for the selling opportunity here if price makes its way back up, which I think it has a good chance of doing because piercing line pattern, candle formation. I'm going to actually put an alert right there. So if we do touch this level, it'll let me know, and we'll act accordingly once it gets there. But look how thick this cloud is. It's nothing but down, and we haven't had a bullish TK cross yet. So this whole trend has not. Ichimoku has not told us to leave this trade yet. If you entered in on the 4-hour chart here and you rode this because we don't have no bullish TK cross yet, you're still good. You made quite a bit of pips if you got in here because this trend is still strong. And Ichimoku has not told us to leave this trade just yet because we haven't had a bullish TK signal here. So this trade is still strong to the downside. As long as we hold here and we don't get no bullish TK cross, then we should start seeing price move lower from here, right? 1 hour. Look. We have a gravestone right here. Depending on how these next few candles close, this area is going to be something to watch. All right. So, me personally, I'm looking at the 4-hour chart. If we were going to go lower, let's see. We're going to go lower. This is where I will put an entry. Right there. Right here. This is where our entry is. And we know that price, looking at the chart, we're ranging this red line and this green line. So as long as we know where that range is, we could trade within this range. So this is the range that we're trading in for now. All right. But to go lower or to see this move lower, you need a bounce here and a push down past this fractal. So if you want to get in earlier, you're gonna have to enter in on the hour time frame and watch this get a break here and see how it responds to this level right here. If we get rejection, then you may want to start, taking your trick, taking money off the table on that trade. But if you're gonna be aggressive, this is where you want to enter based off that gravestone doji. All right. So that's what I see for peso. We're going based off candles. Ichimoku is telling us this is flat and there's no momentum. So once we break this, expect it to go lower. And another thing, we have Kinko B right here too. So I am watching it. Yeah, Kinko B right there. So once this daily candle closes, Kinko B. So anything could happen on this day right here. This is advanced Ichimoku. So anything could happen here. But I'm thinking the market's going to accelerate to the downside. We have this breaking out as well. So expect some volatility to enter this market and some momentum to the downside to start pushing. That's what I'm seeing so far. But for now, I'm done with the analysis. I'm going to post this video on YouTube, how to use trend lines with Ichimoku, and then some side technical analysis. But I hope you guys got something out of this today. This trend lines is very important in the market. If you know how to use trend lines and read trend lines, because even here, a triangle had a trend line, and you see how it responded and broke. So I hope you guys got this today. This will definitely take your trading to the next level. It takes patience with trend lines, but they definitely work. Any questions, concerns, thoughts?
Yeah, my issue is definitely patience, but I just need to be mindful of, as my brother said, using the alerts, and yeah, I think the alerts. I got to really go back to using those alerts because sometimes I just don't have the patience. I go on to something else and then I miss out on a move. So
All right.
yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pray, and I'm gonna end this session. I hope you guys enjoyed this session and got some good information out of this session. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing our brothers and sisters to come on this call to get some wisdom on the markets. We ask you, Father God, to cover us during these times. Lead us, Lord, lead us away from any destruction. Lead us away from anything that's trying to harm us. Lead us away from anything that's trying to discourage us from learning your word. Allow us to continue to walk in faith and not by sight, because you know what's going on, because you have sovereignty over all things, Father God. We ask you that everything we learned today, that we retain it, and that you continue to cover everybody that's on this call and everybody that's going through these times to be covered in the blood of Jesus. Allow every man and woman on this call to walk with authority, be bold in your word, and move in faith, and not walk by sight, Father God. We know that you are covering us. We know that you're guiding us. We know that you are wanting the best for us. We ask that we use what we're learning to be a blessing onto others in Jesus' name. Thank you, Heavenly Father, and we give you glory and bless your holy name. I bless you. Amen. All right, so Hope you guys had a good day. Hope you guys have a good day. You know, hit me up if you need anything, and I will see you guys next time, all right?